Professor, have you heard? They say we finally located the enemy. It seems they're hiding in the sealed forest, right near the monastery. Lady Rhea has summoned all of the knights to return and take them down. And all of this is being done in secret. Why? To keep us... No. To keep you in the dark.
Why the secrecy?
Lady Rhea likely assumed you wouldn't be able to stop yourself from confronting the enemy if you knew their location. But that is not how the story ends, is it? Professor, we're at the ready. Order us to depart, and we'll fight at your side.
No, I will not allow it.
This discovery comes just when the knights are at their busiest. It is all too likely that our foes revealed themselves to lure you out there. They are the ones who took Geralt from you. I know how you must despise them, but I must ask you to rein in your personal feelings for now.
You can't stop me.
Please, Professor, do not act carelessly. I ask that you leave this to us. Losing you so soon after losing Geralt would be unbearable.
Lady Rhea, Seteth, please try to understand our reasoning before you refuse. With most of the knights still far away, we cannot afford for you two to leave the monastery undefended. The enemy's strength is yet unknown. The only warriors who likely stand a chance are those who wield relics. With all that in mind, it's obvious who should be dispatched, is it not? If the professor leaves, we will go as well. We've already made preparations and are ready to depart at a moment's notice. Surely you must see that we cannot wait any longer for the knights to gather. Please, do what must be done and give us the order.
Professor, do you agree with this strategy?
Yes.
Understood. I will give you the order. Destroy the enemy that is hiding in the sealed forest. You have the protection of the goddess on your side. Whatever happens, you shall overcome.
No matter what enemy we face, we will not fail. I promise you that.
Alright, well then, let's get into this. Hello everyone, Space Oyster here, and welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses, the Ashen Blue Lion Walls. I don't know why I'm talking weird, but in the last part we did a paralogue, and in this one we're gonna be taking down the bad guys who appeared at the sealed forest. It's time for revenge! Yeah, this chapter is part of the reason why I wish they didn't put your overall month's objective at the top of the list like that, because the name of the chapter, The Sealed Forest Snare, has been at the top of the list the entire month. So if you notice it there, you already know what's happening in the end of the month.
The sealed forest is up ahead. Stay alert.
This is for Captain Gerald. I will not falter.
It is time to repay the kindness of the professor who saved my life.
Leave it to us, Professor. I'll give it my all.
Fighting Tomas. It will be difficult, that's for certain.
I don't really love the idea of fighting people I know.
We don't have a choice. Even if it's difficult, an enemy is an enemy. We've just got to get it over with.
Just kill them from behind. As long as you don't see their faces, you won't know if you know them.
We won't know unless we see their face. Yes, I suppose that is true. Professor, I hope you know I meant what I told you before. Your enemy is my enemy. And I will follow you until the end, whatever that end may be.
Well, that's reassuring. Let's do our best.
Yes, right. We'll fulfill our duty together. We've come this far. We can't stop now. I hope you know that you can rely on us. No matter who the enemy is, we are prepared to cut them down. Yes. No matter who they may be.
Sounds like Dimitri's figured something out. Anyway, what was I talking? Oh, right, interface spoilers. Yeah, so this month's mission hasn't been a surprise at all if you've actually gone into the auxiliary battle menu, because they've displayed the name of the chapter the whole time. Or rather, yeah, they should have found another way to hide that interface spoiler. Let's see, and then what else? I thought there was something important I was going to talk about. Oh, right, with paralogs. I realized I made a mistake when I was going over requirements for one for paralogs a pretty long while ago. I mentioned that Cyril and Hilda have a paralog together, and that you could use either one of them to unlock it. That isn't exactly true, as I found out on this playthrough. As it turns out, you need Hilda to do Hilda's paralog. If you have Cyril with you, you won't get the option for it. So if you want to do that paralog as well, make sure you recruit Hilda as well as Cyril. I don't know if Cyril is necessary to be there, but it never hurts to be prepared, right? Right. Okay, anyway. Yeah, but this is the Sealed Forest Snare. If you have the DLC and all the extra stuffs and things and doodads, then this map probably won't be too much of a surprise for you. They recycled it a bit on the new auxiliary maps. Wait, why did I... Oh, right, I was going to use stat boosters. Yeah, because I've been forgetting about them. Anyway, this chapter has shown, or this map has shown up a few times with the DLC, so it could be a bit not as surprising to see it around. Let's see, White Verona. Yeah, let's go ahead and give that to Constance. And they even used this map in the DLC. First, the DLC had a bit of recycling that made me very sad. Alright. I forgot to see what those other two thingamajigs were, but we'll give them to Happy. Why not? Why not? Although that said, with that speed carrot, giving it to Happy probably wasn't my best call. If you have a unit that is particularly slow, giving them speed boosters to try and fix their load speed, that's not really an option. That's not really a good idea unless you can guarantee that you get a lot of speed boosting items. Otherwise, you're better off giving them to giving items like that to characters who are just shy of some specific speed benchmarks. Like if they're just slow enough that they don't double, or if they're just slow enough that they get doubled, and a little bit more speed will make the difference, then give them a speed booster, so that way they don't get doubled or will double. Since, for me, Happy turned out so slow, giving her that extra speed isn't going to make too much of a difference for her one way or another. She's probably never going to double most enemies, or at least not right now, and then I probably shouldn't expect her to be able to avoid getting doubled from other particularly fast enemies.
Demonic beasts! The enemy was always intending to lure us here.
Hello, you're here! Welcome to the Forest of Death! My name is Kranya. This weakling girl was just a borrowed look for me. This is what I really look like.
Oh my, how
Now,
shocking.
Vermin, I'll take down every last one of you.
Who are you again? I don't really know.
Here goes.
Like, I know she's the one who killed, Boyleth's dad, but I mean, like, she revealed herself as this Chromia person, as if that's some sort of shocking revelation.
Ready.
But, it's not all that shocking. Alright, let's go ahead and just open this chest. Yay, speed ring! That's going to be handy, I bet.
I'll cut through.
Was there something else I wanted to bring up? I don't really remember. But anyway, I've been doing that, but I've been doing a bit more, on that, playthrough where I've just been focusing on investing in characters' Bane's stats rather than their good ones. And it's been turning out to be a lot more fun than I expected. As it turns out, I think once you pass the exam for a class, it raises your stats to match the base stats of that class. So
What should I do?
At least I think that's what happens. So with this game in particular, just like with Shadows of Valencia, promoting sooner rather than later is always a good option. Although that said, you don't have to switch to the new class right away either, so you could take the exam to get those increased bases if you qualify for the class, and then stay in one that you're trying to master the skills for or something like that. I don't know if that's actually a good option, but I suppose it's there. Anyway, let's go ahead and take out that demonic beast. Mercedes, why can't you move far enough? Well, she does have a bow and waning shot. Why not give it a shot? It makes me feel good that I've kept a bow in her inventory this whole time for stunts like that. Honestly, I probably should have invested in her bow rank a lot more as well, to give her a few more offensive options. There is a magic bow in the game that will deal, as the name implies, will deal damage based on the magic stat. And so that is pretty worthwhile in getting for magic-oriented archers like Mercedes. I believe we can also do some pretty interesting builds with it too, like if you get a magic-oriented character to be a good archer. Oh right, and then I picked up a new battalion and gave it to Yuri, the Blue Lion Dancers, which refresh units in a star pattern. Unfortunately, the middle of the star pattern is the unit right in front of Yuri, so Yuri will always take up one of the spots that are needed to do the dance.
Give up.
So he won't always be able to refresh 5 units, but at least he can get 4. That said, it's probably a waste for me to give that battalion to Yuri, since he can already dance and refresh someone anyway.
Each battle a chance to grow. Such power dwells within.
Yes, it does. Good job, Boyleth. Alright, and then, let's see. I suppose we could try and move Happy up, but I don't want her to get too close. There are so many enemies there that she'd end up getting dogpiled. Alright. Yeah, one thing I absolutely adore about Three Houses is how when you're moving a unit across across spaces like that, it updates you on what the enemy's AI behavior will be based on where that unit will be positioned, or that hypothetical position. So I was able to figure out the safe.
If this takes too long, I might be forced to escape. Oh, or do you simply intend to let me go? How accommodating of you. As for me, I intend to kill you all.
Oh yeah, don't worry, she's never going to escape. You can leave her there as long as you like. At least I think so. I don't know. I couldn't find anything that says she does actually escape if you take too long. But I kind of wish there was some alternate way to do this chapter. It would have been a very neat sort of hidden path or hidden way to get through the game or something like that. But no, I think everything that happens in this chapter is scripted. Alright, well, anyway, what was I going on about? Oh, right, yeah. With Three Houses, it updates what it tells you about enemy AI based on how you move your unit around. So I was able to figure out where the safe spot was for Happy in that situation by figuring out, by noticing how the AI behavior changed based on where she was. Since she was a weaker target than Boyleth, the enemies would want to go after her over him. And so when they stopped targeting her, that was where she was safe. Alright, yeah, and then she's going... Kronia does move, so you gotta make sure you're wary of her attack range. And then I don't know if I show it off, but Kronia has an enemy exclusive skill that will boost her evasion drastically if she's attacked from any range, from 2 range or farther away. So the farther you are from Kronia, the tougher it is to hit her.
Easy peasy.
And since she is an assassin, or at least I think she's supposed to be an assassin, she's going to have a high speed stat. And so fighting her in melee range is going to be very dangerous.
That is that.
And here we go to one of the many weaknesses of the Trickster class. Boyleth can only cast Thunder one more time. If he was a Warlock or a Mage, he'd be able to cast Thunder twice as often. Oh boy, lag. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix that later. But for now, let's keep going. I just hope it doesn't lag in any key area. This would be a difficult chapter to come back and redo, but if that is what I must do, then that is what I must do. Alrighty. Alright, we don't want to get too close to those guys, because if I attack them in melee range, then I'll be in Kronya's range. And we're also getting flanked, so I want to be able to deal with the enemies coming from the right, too. Let's see. So, how should we deal with that?
Well done.
Well, you know what? Let's just go ahead and put Yuri in range. He's got an evasion boost. He's got 11 sword, and it's upgraded, so he has 1 to 3 range as opposed to 1 to 2. Yeah. Man, one thing I've been slowly realizing is that 1 to 2 range isn't as useful as it could have been in this game. Most enemies that have more than 1 range are going to be archers, and archers always have they have 2 to 3 range. And so if you have a 2 range weapon equipped, like a javelin or a hand axe or a bow on anyone that isn't an archer or a sniper or a bow knight, then you can't counterattack an archer at 3 range anyway.
This worked out well.
Woo! Wrath. So, 1 to 2 range isn't very handy. Rather, if you're going to want to counter enemies that attack from a distance, having 3 range is probably best. Oh, and that beast is weak to swords, so Yuri was able to deal even more damage to it.
Need a hand?
It's time.
Yeah, and then, I don't know if I already brought it up, but with Happy's personal skills, she technically always deals effective damage to monsters. I don't know if it technically boosts her damage output or not.
All that work paid off.
Yay, Uncanny Blow.
My lessons are complete.
And Alert Stance, but, at the very least, one benefit to using Happy is that she will always break a full health barrier on any monster she encounters. So Happy will always have that option no matter what you do with her. Yay! We got the Umbral Steel and we killed it. Let's kill these guys too.
Let's keep our guard up.
We shall keep our guard up indeed. Sorry, sleepy morning.
I'm not gonna lose. What's done is done.
Oh, and then that Bane only playthrough had me wondering about other types of builds you can do on characters that aren't so difficult to get to, but they would be surprisingly good at. I'm not too familiar with too many builds like that on my own. Like, the only one I can think of off the top of my head is the one is to make Annette a Wyvern Ward. Train her up as a mage, give her a Bolt Axe when she's a Wyvern Rider, and you're all set. Although I think Bolt Axes are pretty rare unless you're on New Game Plus. I think there's only one, and I don't remember where it's at. I'll point it out if I remember it. But But Annette is surprisingly good at that, since the Wyvern Lord will boost her durability quite a lot. It has more movement than Dark Flyer, and the Bolt Axe has 3 range, which, when you upgrade it, and her spells only have 2 range at most. 3 if you give her Caduceus, and then 5 if you give her the Thyrsus. But those aren't always going to be options for her, whereas the Bolt Axe, as long as she has the weapon rank for it, she can use it. And then I think she also gets a magic axe, but I don't know if it's worth using. Anyway. Point is, Annette has an interesting option in that wouldn't be immediately apparent because she's because she's magic oriented, and Wyvern Lord is not a magic class. But it got me thinking about other classes that other characters could be interesting in if they were trained up that way. So I asked around a bit, and a few other interesting ones I heard. Well, one that stuck out was Bernadetta as a Holy Knight. I'm not entirely sure how that would work out. I always thought Bernadetta would just be good with any Lance class, period.
Oh, how cute! You're trying so hard! But now it's time to die! Don't mess this up!
I think she usually goes, Ingrid, why did you get hit by that? I am so disappointed in you. Alright, well, the skill she's got that boosts her evasion. And she's pretty dodgy all on her own. So this is going to be pretty tricky. But Happy learned Uncanny Blow. Wait, she doesn't have it equipped. So Uncanny Blow, it's a Valkyrie-specific skill, pretty obviously. And what it does is, when it's equipped, it boosts your... Oh wow, she hit. It boosts your accuracy on player phase. So, so if you have characters that lady characters that have a...
You're a fool to be so brazen. You'll never avenge your father at this rate. I'll have to kill you too, with my own hands.
Yeah, if you have any lady characters with shaky hit rates, make them a Valkyrie, learn Uncanny Blow, and you're good. Also, yay, we killed her.
But how? How can I really lose to a lowly creature like you?
Well,
Solon, don't just stand there and stare. I need your help.
yes, you most certainly do.
Huh?
Have no fear, Kranya. Your sacrifice will help to rid this world of the filthy vermin that have long infested it. The time has finally come to unleash the forbidden spell of Zaharas upon our enemies!
Please, help me.
Be gone with you, Fellstar.
Well, looks like that's it. Game over. I'll see you guys next time.
What was that sorcery? What happened to our professor?
They were swallowed by the mystical darkness of the forbidden spell. An eternity wandering in a void of nothingness, never to return to this world. To think, we almost had the sword of the Creator.
That's a lie! There's no way the professor is really dead! That's right. Our professor is no ordinary human.
I do not believe our professor has fallen.
It is possible that death has yet to find your friend, but there are worse things than death. Drifting through the darkness with no chance of escape, overwhelmed with hopelessness. It must be torturous.
We cannot abandon hope, Your Highness. Our professor lives. I know it.
You're right. We will save the professor. But first, let's destroy this fiend. I'll slice you into 1,000 pieces as you watch with horror. You will know true pain before I finally allow you to die.
How trite. But if you wish for pain, I shall oblige. If you prefer it so, you shall also be added to the ranks of the dead.
Yeah, only kidding. I wouldn't have left it as a cliffhanger. I was tempted, though, but yeah, it did not seem like a good idea. ...
You fool! What were you thinking, charging right into an enemy's trap? Are you just a boulder that rolls down whatever hill it's on? No, even a boulder has more sense.
I can explain.
Excuses won't help us! This darkness is terrifying! As you and I are one, I too am trapped within this void. But please consider this. This realm of darkness we are in is separate from the world from which you came. I mean that it would take a god to leave this place. In time, our hearts and minds will cease to be. Are you prepared to die?
No, I am not.
I thought as much. I also do not wish to die. And yet... there is no other choice. Do you recall your father's diary? He said you were a child who never cried nor laughed. I think I am the one to blame. I must have been asleep, but even then, I feel I was a part of you. I do not know how Rhea managed it, but she allowed me to exist inside of you. The truth is, I have always been with you. It is within you that I found my power yet again. The power of a goddess. The power of the progenitor god. ... My name is Sothis. By now, you must be well aware of what that means. I am the one who watches over Fodlan and the creatures dwelling there. I am Sothis. She who died and then returned.
Somehow I always knew it to be true.
There is but one thing left to do to save us from this darkness of eternity. I must now use the power of a god. However, I lack a body of my own, and so I must relinquish all the power that I have to you. The time has come for you and I to join as one. And when that comes to pass, then I shall disappear.
I won't allow it. Disappear!
When I say disappear, I do not mean that all I am will be no more. My soul will join with yours, and you and I will never be apart. But I will no longer have the chance to speak with you. I shall miss it. So long have I been on this path with you. Through you, I got to see and hear this world. I even got to chastise you from time to time. I may not have acted like a goddess, but it was certainly fun. For all that you have done, thank you.
I'm glad that it was you to whom my fate was bound. Now, we must pray. For if we share this wish, our spirits too will join as one. Your wish is to return to the forest, stop the enemy, and rescue the little ones. No need for words. I know your heart as though it were my own. Your will and mine are now as one. Both sides of time are revealed to you, and you alone. You know I am the beginning. What shall you do?
So the Fellstar consumes even the darkness itself.
Guess who's back? Also,
Professor, that is you, isn't it? I'm glad you are safe. I was sure that you would return. Please tell me all that happened to you later. For now, it's imperative that we kill the demon.
What did you see in the darkness of Zaharas? This should be impossible. The only being that can withstand that darkness is... Unless I dispose of you myself, I may never have the chance to send you back there.
alright. So, yeah, the Sword of the Creator gets fully repaired and upgraded after that incident. Anyway, I was just wondering, why didn't Boyleth kill Solon when he was ripping Kronia's heart out? That would have been a good way to stop this whole mess, but no, he just stood there and let it happen. Seriously, I know you don't like the girl, but you should have saved her. It would have saved me so much more hassle.
You're amazing.
So many people being unnecessarily stupid. You didn't need to save Edelgard in the beginning. She had that, and you didn't try and kill Solon before he enacted his evil plan, even though he was right there doing it to you. What's going on? I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll figure something out. Oh, I think I got it.
Thanks.
Yeah, unfortunately, you only get to use the dancing gambit once per, or rather, it only has one charge, so you only really get to use it once. But it's still very worthwhile. Being able to refresh up to 4 units, even once per chapter, is super amazeballs.
I have no time to waste on the likes of you.
Oh no, I forgot to trade her the Caduceus staff so she could counter.
Don't think so.
Crap baskets. But she does get a stat boost because she was attacked with magic. Now this chapter can be a bit longer if you try and deal with all the enemies on the sides, but I am just bored of this stuff and I want to get it over with. So let us take him down. Alright, but before we do that, let's get a little extra experience on a few other characters, because why not? Why not indeed? No, he had a long-range gambit. I should have used that. Why didn't I use that? Alright. Well, why am I attacking with Ingrid? I might need her to kill the boss. Well, then again, I think Annette and Constance have this. They got this. They are good girls. Let's see. Gambit has another use. Let's use it again.
Got to try.
Although, speaking of gambits, I remember one little thing about the one that Boyleth has equipped that is a bit annoying. It actually reduces his evasion by, I want to say 10 points? I think it's 10 points. So, even though the gambit effect of his battalion is pretty strong, the gambit itself I'm a bit disappointed in. Alright, well, I guess we're gonna have to... Well... Oh, right, I forgot I have a dancer. I keep forgetting about that. Seems kind of fitting that I have Constance on this map. It reminded me that, this is... when you repeat this map for the Cindered Shadows DLC, this is the first time you get to see Constance's split personality. And I hate it. Ugh. Constance, why do you have a split personality? It's so stupid! Alright, and then... we just wind again for the finish! Why did I move to do first? I didn't need to do that.
To think that I would lose to mere beasts.
Who are you again, by the way? I don't really remember.
But this is not the end. Tullus will carry out our mission somehow.
Tullus? Does he also serve the Flame Emperor?
Also, who is he? Seriously, I've never heard that name before. Actually, I think it did pop up in that thing we eavesdropped on. Yay! Everyone got motivation. But, yeah, the villains of this game, they are not well established. Like, the Flame Emperor is probably the lone exception.
Professor, I'm glad you're okay. And you seem relatively unscathed. I'm so relieved. What's more, Gerald's foe is dead, though we took little satisfaction from it. Professor, I must ask, what happened after we were separated? You look different.
The goddess gifted me her power.
The goddess appeared and gave you her power? It's as though the legend of old has been made flesh. It's hard to grasp, in all honesty. But having seen you pierce the sky with my own eyes, I find myself unable to doubt it.
A legend of old?
Yes, the legend of Saint Seros. It is said that she received a divine revelation from the goddess and was gifted with her power. Long ago, the goddess dispatched Seros to defeat an evil king who went mad with power. Perhaps the goddess saw the goodness of Seros within you too, and wished to help you in your quest to defeat evil. If you're Seros, granted power by the goddess, then I suppose that makes me... never mind. I'm getting carried away. Professor, what's wrong? Are you asleep? What is happening these days? Well, it matters not. We must get you help, and fast. It'll be faster if I carry you and run.
Well, you are pretty strong, I suppose.
In time's flow, see the glow of flames ever burning bright on the swift
Professor, you must remain still.
What happened?
Everything is all right. There is no need to worry. Those who are trying to harm you are far away.
Dot, dot, dot.
How lovely it would be for this moment to last forever. I wish I could hold on to this time we have stolen, that you and I could create a world without end. I have heard whispers of what happened to you. Your appearance. You have received power from the goddess. From the moment you took hold of the sword of the Creator, I prayed that one day the radiant power of Sothis, which bathes Fodlan in its celestial light, might reside within you. But you are so much more than the light. You are my... Close your eyes, dear one. Sleep. Just a while longer.
We do not want to get into the relationship
I will be watching over you.
between
Always.
Rhea.
Always.
Yeah, we don't want to get into that relationship. It's freaky. Anyway, I'll call that here. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.